question is the PSM II course, or PSM-A, right, an Advanced Scrum Master class, validation of your skills, or does it develop your skills and capability as a Scrum Master? And I think it's the latter, right? There's if you're coming to a PSM, an Advanced Scrum Master class, and you're just validating your skills, go take the assessment and don't bother with the class, right? That's the way I would think about it. And I feel that there's actually not, in implementation, there's actually not that much relationship between the intent of the PSM, the Advanced Scrum Master class, and the intent of the PSM2 assessment, right? They're slightly different things. And I think the class is much broader in that it's designed to develop your skill and capability as a Scrum Master, whereas the assessment is just assessing the knowledge part of that story. So a key differentiator is that the Advanced Scrum Master class focuses on facilitation. It focuses on the Scrum Master being a professional Scrum Master rather than just an admin for the team, which often happens, right? It focuses on that difference between being given the job title of Scrum Master and fulfilling the accountability of the Scrum Master that it talks about in the Scrum Guide. That's the real purpose of the class, with a whole bunch of... the way it kind of does it is, that's the story of the class, right? And then we're going to talk about not just that part, but what is the Scrum Master's accountability to the team? What's the Scrum Master's accountability to the product owner? What's the Scrum Master's accountability to the organization, right? That's the story of the class. But in teaching the class and participating in the class, we're using facilitation techniques to help the students understand those things, that also teaches them how to use those facilitation techniques, right? So the way I teach the class, I use a lot of liberating structures in the class. I use a lot of strings of liberating structures. So liberating structures connected together to get to a kind of longer outcome. So a bunch of exercises that go towards an overall story. And I try and explain the meta process in the class as we're going through, like, what is the exercise that we're doing? Why are we doing it? What's the outcome that I'm trying to achieve? And then we've actually done the exercise. You've experienced that. How could you leverage that as a tool to use with your students as well? Or not your students, your Scrum Master, your teams, your organization, the people that you're going to be working with. So learning those facilitation techniques, learning to leverage liberating structures is, for me, a huge part of that class. It's not the only part, right? Because there's also the story of the class. But then there's the techniques that we use to get there. So for me, that class is almost entirely about the skill and capability of you as a Scrum Master, both from the perspective of how do I become a better Scrum Master and understand the Scrum Master accountability more, but also that meta process of what are the tools and techniques that I can use to do those things with teams. And included in the class is a whole bunch of effectively takeaway exercises that we have posters, we have cards, we have exercise content that we provide you at the end of the class, that you can then go do some of those exercises with your teams. And in fact, I can imagine as we move towards a more immersive learning model, that what we'll do with some of those exercises is, we'll teach you how to run the exercise, and then we'll send you off as a Scrum Master to go run that exercise next week with your team. And then you come back the week after and tell us how you got on, what were the difficulties you hit, how could you have run it better, what did you learn, share that with everybody, and then we'll talk about the next bit, teach the next exercise, and then you go off and teach it, use it with your team. and that would be the immersive version of the PSM II, which I think would be fantastic. Yeah. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, and subscribe. I always reply to comments, and if you want to have a chat about this or anything else Agile, Scrum, or DevOps, then please book a coffee with me through NKD Agility.